Listeners, thank you for joining me on 21st Century Native Leaders. My name is Peter Deswood III, and I'm here with Kari Deswood. Kari is a PhD student at Colorado State University. Thanks for being on the show, Kari.
Thanks for having me today.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
She Kari Deswood, Yenishia, Tkabahan Shlen, Tkatnzatni Bashichin, Tkachini de Shichedo, Maidishkijni de Chanela, Akut Ego Dene Asan Shlen. Greetings, my name is Kari Deswood, as Peter just said, and I'm Water's Edge clan, born for the Tangle clan. Originally, I am from Fort Defiance, Arizona. My schooling, I attended Kirtland Central High School, Fort Lewis College, and Pennsylvania State University. Currently, I'm working on a doctorate in higher ed leadership through Colorado State University. I'm also an educator. I've been teaching English for about 14 years now, and I am going to be transitioning into the teacher education department this summer through San Juan College, so I'm looking forward to that opportunity.
Talk with me a little bit about your educational research class you're taking through Colorado State University.
So I am currently in, like I said, currently in a program through Colorado State. It's a synchronous online program. So content is delivered by professors who are well established in the field. The program has a rich commitment to social justice, equity, and inclusion. It's really helping us to be ethical and equitable administrators. So currently I'm taking a couple of classes. One is focused on educational research and the other is focused on higher education finance. The course that I'm focusing on right now is a research class. It's a Foundations of Educational Research class that's taught by Dr. D.L. Stewart. And there's a cohort of us in the program, 15 of us, and we come together each week in community with each other to listen to our perspectives, critique mainstream narratives and ways of knowing and doing of educational research, and to help develop our own research awareness.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I've been hearing a lot about social justice, equity, and putting students at the center. It sounds like that's a huge focus of your program. So talk with me a little bit about the exposure to your class and how your research lens has expanded.
So this class has been a journey of self-discovery, and honestly at times I felt vulnerable because of exposure to epistemologies that I've never heard of before. Actually, coming into this class, I didn't know what the words ontology and epistemology were, which really are just terms to mean ways of knowing and being. I've been exposed to epistemology such as queer phenomenology, speculative fiction. A couple of things that have been salient for me is the importance of land and acknowledgement, in which I was invited by Dr. Stewart to express and share my personal connection and relationship to the land. This was definitely an aha moment in that no one in all my years of schooling has ever asked me how I, as an Indigenous person, identify with the land. In addition, every institution in this country is built on Native and Indigenous land. I will never forget the question that Dr. Stewart posed to us in the first few weeks of class, which is how do we benefit from settler colonialism? To expand on this, Linda Toohey Smith's book, Decolonizing Methodologies, touches upon challenges in Western research among Indigenous people. So decolonizing means undoing the impact of trauma that colonization has created. And so through this book, it really helped shape this lens and helped me to be more aware of how we are part of this colonization process and how higher ed institutions are part of this process as well. So another way that my research lens has evolved is with how research is conducted. So for example, I always thought that research was comprised of a researcher and those who are being researched. It was a process of the researcher asking questions and an observation, and largely conducted by white folks. However, I learned that through participatory action research, this epistemology centers the community in which research is being conducted. So as a researcher, I need to center the voices of the community and be part of the process, and I'm only a co-researcher along with participants. So it really elevates these communities that we come into. So what I've learned in this course has really become a central part of me and is helping to shape me as a leader an educator, a researcher, a scholar. In the words of Smith, research is about healing, decolonization, spiritual, and recovery. So those are terms that are really at odds with Western research. And that's really a lot of the conversations that we had through the course of the semester is how do we come to our own ways of conducting research in a way that is respectful and centers these communities that we want to research.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. In fact, I read a book, Guided by the Mountains by Michael Lerma, and Linda Toohey Smith is cited in there. I did a book reading on this earlier in one of the podcast episodes. And I also talk about land and the impact land has on the United States and how Native nations have been impacted by land and land rights. So you talk about community at the center. Those are important components, not only in education, but in economic development. Do you have anything else to add, Kari?
Yeah, so I'll share some of the resources that we were exposed to by Dr. Stewart, and this includes resources by Lee Patel, obviously Linda Toohey Smith, and also C.S. Wilder's book, Ebony and Ivy.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for sharing, Kari, and stay tuned for any future episodes. If you have any research you want to share, please contact me via email. Thank you. Have a good evening. Yeah.